Hey team, welcome to today's video and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Hayden. We are going to dive straight in. We've got some more clothing to look at today, and this time it is from H&M. Now, I have shopped at H&M before, but I have never reviewed their products before. This is in no way, shape, or form a sponsored video. I pay for everything out of my own money. So this is all based on my first experience, breaking down construction, all that kind of stuff. If you are new here, I usually do skincare and men's fashion. I do dabble in other areas as well. The most common theme on this channel is affordability. We try not to go super expensive and sift through all of the stuff to see what works and what doesn't. Without further ado, let's dive on in. There are several pieces that we will be looking at today, two of which are the infamous pants. If you are a regular here, you know majority of the time, around 90% of all of the things that I order online, if they are jeans, pants, chinos, shorts, anything from the waist down, excluding shoes, some shoes aren't great, they haven't been good. So I am on the hunt to find a brand or a company that actually delivers some quality, affordable pants. What we are looking at today, we have flared slim jeans, and I've got it open on my phone. $69.99 Australian dollars. I will always do the conversion, the top 3 viewership on my channel. We're looking at a regular fit linen blend polo shirt in white, $44.99. The slim fit cotton chinos, $44.99. Loose fit hoodie, $34.99. And the muscle fit knit sweater, $44.99. Now, I have been asked this before. I usually take a medium in shirts and 32 to 34 waist size for pants. Interesting about H&M, it's only took around 4 days for it to be delivered. That's crazy. I know that the brand does have an office here in Australia, but still, I have ordered from local companies before and it has not taken such short amount of time. I have the giant package right here, ready to go. So let's jump into it. I like that it's in cardboard and it's not in plastic, because you can easily put this in the compost. As you can see, the pieces are right inside. They look nice and neatly folded in. We have what looks like the hoodie. Nice and thick, very pillowy. We're obviously going to take them all out and have a look at construction and try them on, see how they look. But straight out the gate, first impressions, just by the feel of them, not bad. I'm assuming they are the soft chino. We have the muscle knit. Feels very soft. What I'm assuming is going to be the flares right here. Quite heavy. And then lastly, pretty certain I didn't order it in pink, dusty pink. But that's what I got. Let me just double check that. Nope, I ordered it in cream. Okay, well, we're gonna start here. We have the regular fit linen blend polo shirt. It feels quite light in a good way, not a cheap way. Comes with a standard plastic pouch, sticky on the back. First impression, very soft actually. Kind of has that wool-like fiber texture. I don't even think that it is wool. No, it is 50%. The shell is 50% linen and 50% polyester. So it's a half-half blend. Doesn't have a funky smell, which I'm assuming none of them will, because they weren't exactly cheap. We will check out our construction. Now, I usually look at construction and all of that. I am not a tailor. I'm not a seamstress. I'm in no way, shape or form trained or have anything to do with the profession of clothes making. However, I've reviewed many clothes on my channel, and I think it's pretty clear to the naked eye when something is crap. It stands out, and you cannot hide when you look on the inside. So we check out the seam along the top where the collar meets the neckline. There's absolutely nothing that's sticking out. There are no threads, no loose. There's some loose ones here, but I think it's just fluff. We usually check out a junction where a seam meets a seam meets a seam. Right at the top, you can see in the center, it is very clean. Both sides, nothing looks like it's frayed or pulling. Same as at the top. Here it is outside of its packaging. You know, maybe I did order it in pink, but I really doubt that I would have, because it's not my favorite color. Let's try this on. Okay, now that I have it on, I actually really like it. It fits so nicely. I feel like it's quite flattering. It's nice and light. It feels like it's going to breathe. I don't feel anything that where there's going to be possible irritation or kind of catching in areas. So you can see it sits quite nicely around the waist. It is slightly see-through. You can see the shorts line where the waistline is, but it's not to the point where, I mean, you sort of can see my nipples there. But if you can get past that, it's not see-through where you kind of can't step out in public wearing it. First off, I like it. It's a good start. It is slightly on the see-through side, but even though I don't really like the color pink, and I don't know why, it's just not been a color for me. I do tend to have a more grey yellow undertone in my skin, more cool tone, so it is complementary. I think we might try the Muscle Fit Knit, the green one. Similar kind of vibe to this one. It feels quite soft, but not in a wool texture kind of a way, because it does have that kind of coarse Hessian sack vibe feel, and I think it's because of the way it's been woven. It does feel nice and light. It's got a bit of stretch to it. We will check out to see what it is made from. 100% cotton. Here it is out of its packaging. We will check out our construction as we usually do. Now this one does have a couple of frays already. So you can see right here where that's just on the hem of the neckline. It's not even on the inside, but we can move past that. We'll look at our construction on the inside. There are quite a bit of threads, and they are just loose threads where you can see they just come straight off, and there is nothing sticking out. It's well put together. You can see it's nice and neat. There's no bunching. We don't see any of the stitches all layered up because they just kept going over the same spot. The junction right here where it meets the upward seam. There are some threads here, but they're just the ones at the ends that haven't been cut off as yet. We can just take care of that. It's not going to make it fall apart. You don't see anything because it is that kind of material. Sometimes if it's over processed in the one spot, it tends to fray along the seam. There's none of that happening here. Let's try this one on. We have 2 for 2. This is by far, well, I've only tried 2 things, but this is my favorite so far. It hugs you, feels really nice on the skin. Again, there's nothing that feels like it's going to irritate. I don't feel any area where it potentially could rub or anything like that. I like the length. I like the way it sits around your waist, and I particularly like the cut and the shade. It sits really nicely. It's very complimentary. I like the way it sits up on the chest area. I actually really like how high the collar is, and I'm not a big fan of a high collar usually. There are moments where I do enjoy that, but this one I really like. Okay, we've got 2 for 2. We're on a really good roll right now. You can see as it's the way that it's designed, it is very flattering on the chest. Accentuates areas that you want it to accentuate. I really enjoy that. We're gonna try one of the pairs of pants. Now I might save the flares to last, and we will try the chinos. Assuming I'm right in guessing that these ones are the chinos, they're not as heavy. Now I did say that they were a cotton, soft cotton chino, so we will double check that to make sure it is cotton. There's no stretch. I like that. That's really cool. 20% recycled cotton right on the side. So it does have some stretch. It's 98% cotton and 2% elastane. Here we have them out of the packaging. A simple black chino. They are slim fit. I got a size 32 to 34. I don't know how that works because that's 3 separate sizes. We will check out our construction. Now this one actually looks like it's better constructed than the previous 2, and the previous 2 were good. There was nothing wrong with them. We can see on the inside. Now I know it is black, so it makes it harder to see, but there aren't any things sticking up from the seam. Everything looks very neat. We will check out the junction situation on the side where the front and the back meet. You can see in here there is absolutely nothing sticking out. Let's try them on. Now that I've got them on, they are really comfortable. They fit really well. Perfect length for my weirdly shaped legs. I like that they're semi-high waisted, but not like obscenely high waisted. They look like smart casual pants. Here we have the soft cotton chinos. Really good length on my leg. I like they're semi-high-waisted. They feel like they've got a lot of movement due to the elastane. There's nothing that feels like it's going to be constricting, cutting, pinching, pulling, bunching, any of that. I like that it's higher up on the thigh so it stops chafing. And I actually like this combo. Okay, H&M, we've got a 3 for 3 situation happening, but I won't celebrate just yet. We still have 2 more pieces to go. Let's try our luck with the flares before we finish with our hoodie. Like I said at the start, it's got quite some weight to it, and without even opening it up, it looks like jean material or denim, and it feels like it. Here we have them out of their packaging. These look larger than the ones I've got on, much larger. Hopefully they're gonna fit. It says it's a waist 34 where the ones I've got on is 32 to 34. Which is so confusing. Here they are out of the packaging. You can see the flare at the bottom. It's not a large flare because, you know, we don't want to get crazy. They feel really nice. It feels like quality material. It doesn't feel fake, shiny, anything like that. We'll check out our construction before we go try them on. Similar to what I have on right now, you can see there is absolutely nothing sticking out from there. You don't see any light filtering through, so it's nice and solid. Thank you, lighting, just popped through the window. You can clearly see that junction right there. There is no bunching. There's nothing happening in there, or even here at the back of the pocket. Now, I'm interested to know if this is in fact denim. Okay, it's not. I'm surprised because it feels like denim. It is 99% cotton and 1% elastane. I'm not mad at it. Let's try our luck and try them on. I think we are on a winning streak. I've got them on. They are slightly too big, but nothing a belt wouldn't fix. It's only slight. It's not like I'm wearing, you know, clown pants. They feel really comfortable. They're very flattering. They are not as high-waisted as the previous pants, the chinos. I haven't actually worn a pair of flares in many years. I am a skinny jeans kind of a guy, so this is going to take some adjustment. Here we have our flared pants. You can see right here, it is not as high-waisted. They are quite flattering around the bum and the top of your thighs. They're not obscenely flared, but they're flared enough to know that that's what they are. They're flares. Absolutely nothing here feels like it's going to, you know, get in the way, annoy you. There's a lot of movement. I feel like I can easily sit down and do a whole bunch of stuff in these pants. You're gonna have to let me know your thoughts. Are the flares back or are they not? I am so far enjoying every piece that we have got from H&M. I may just have to start exclusively shopping here. I decided to change back to the pink shirt, and that's because I'm about to try the hoodie, and it's going to be 30 degrees. Today it's currently 25. I'd rather not sweat, so we'll go a little lighter. I do have high hopes for this, considering the previous 4 have all been quite good. It feels very soft. It's very thick, which makes me believe that this is going to be super warm for winter. None of them have had that fake, gross, plasticky kind of smell, which typically a lot of clothing from the cheaper end of the scale has. Here we have our hoodie out of its packaging. It looks like it's more on the oversized side of the sizing chart. This is a medium. The inside of the hood, it's double-sided, so what's on the outside looks like on the inside. But the inside of the jumper, it's got that fleece kind of material where it's fluffy and woolly. Is this made from cotton? 60% cotton and 40% polyester. So it's a bit of a blend. We'll have a look at our construction. I'm not surprised. I mean, the quality of the previous 4 pieces have been so good. You can see this is the inside of the neckline where the hood meets the rest of the garment. We don't see absolutely anything sticking out all the way around. We'll check on the inside down the bottom of the hem. The stitching is so neat. Super clean, nothing sticking out. There are no loose threads. There's nothing pulling, no bunching. Let's try it on. I already know I'm gonna probably start sweating. I think I found a new favorite place to shop. I am a fan. It feels so comfortable. It's one of those, you know, you got a favorite jumper that you, when it's cold, that's like your comforter. That's where what you reach for. That's what it feels like. It feels super comfy. I like that it's slightly oversized and it's not kind of restrictive. It feels so light and comforting on the skin. It's already warming up. I can tell it's going to be super warm during winter. There is absolutely nothing that feels like it could potentially irritate you. There's nothing catching. There's plenty of space under my armpits, around the neck, even though it's quite high up. You can see it's not choking. As you can see, we got the pocket that goes all the way through. It actually matches with the flares, which is a plus. You'll need to let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Which of the pieces was your favorite? This has got to be a first on my channel, where everything that I have tried out, even home decor stuff that we've tried out, not every piece within that one haul has been great, and I haven't usually liked everything. But I have loved every single one of these pieces. I can easily see how well that they would just mix straight into my usual rotation of clothing. It's all comfortable, it's beautifully constructed, it's more on the expensive side, but it's nowhere near the higher end of the scale. It's kind of a mid-range. I will link everything down below if you want to check it out for yourself. But as it stands right now, it has been a home run. Thanks for watching, team. Make sure we do the fun stuff, but most importantly, stay tuned.